In today's video, I'm going to be planting these 3 varieties of Coleus. And also, I'm going to be transplanting this candy corn Spirea from the spot it's in because apparently the southern full sun is way too much for it. It's like taking a beating out here. It's already getting 90 degrees and here we are in the middle of May. And I'm going to move it to a spot that gets shade probably 3/4 of the day. They might get 3 or 4 hours of dappled sunlight, and we'll see how it does. Usually that's the rule of thumb around here. If it says full sun, you want about half of that. It's brutal. All right, this candy corn Spirea has been sitting in a bed nestled here right in the middle of a bunch of irises and hummingbird plants and pagoda plants, crepe myrtles, among other things. Hasn't been in here very long, so I can tell you there won't be much root growth, if any. I'm just gonna loosen the soil around it. Probably hasn't done a thing. I don't think it's been here 3 weeks. See what it looks like. Yeah, it hasn't done much of anything. It's kind of looks like it's dry. Maybe it's not doing so well because it got too dry, but we're gonna move it anyway because I think it'd look cool over there in that flower bed. Alright, we're gonna put it right here where it gets a lot of shade during the day. Just gonna make a little circle where I'm digging a hole because this is real soft ground. And I'm going to use some old post hole diggers to serve the purpose. That I guarantee you, because a passion flower vine, great, because they're all in this flower bed. We're already down to the clay foundation of my house, but all this stuff seems to like it, so we're good. Perfect. A little bit of this in there. Some slow release. Not very much. A couple of tablespoons. Get it started. And it's cool to plant it a little bit higher than the hole. That way it drains good. This clay, very sandy clay. When I had to put in here on the foundation, it drains real well. So I have to water this bed all the time because it drains too well. Some people say to loosen the dirt around it, but this sandy soil, the roots will grow right out into it. Matter of fact, I'm going to tease this a bit. So they do. I'm going to water this thing real well. A little bit of this clay around it. I'll smooth that out. But I actually bought some mulch for this bed. Alright, that's that for that. Water this real well because it's extremely dry. Really, I just need to set this on a trickle, but this hose doesn't know any speed but full blast. I'll water it, let it drain down and water it again later. Alright, on to planting the Coleus. A little bit of this in there. This is called Blazing Rose Coleus. It's a new one I've never seen. Supposed to get about 3 foot tall like these other ones. That's a cone variety they call it. And this Coleus loves this shaded area with this sandy soil. I don't know why, it just does. Got an earthworm. Alright, I'm gonna move over there and get that electric line. I thought I'd put a little splash of this electric lime over here to brighten up this corner, because I have those orange cigar plants. And this is going to be a red, what is that? A firelight hydrangea. And these blue androgynous morning glories. And these dang Mexican petunias just sprouted up. They came along with that plant somehow. Put a little bit of this in here. This stuff does great here. It usually comes back year after year, but this last year we had 3 or 4 real hard freezes and it never did come back. That's what I hit the first time. Big rock, concrete on construction of the house. Spread that dirt out. Alright, I'm going to water these guys in and we're all done. Coleus take a lot of water. I don't think you ever got to worry about overwatering them. I know my flower beds do not always look this nice, whoops, and clean. I just cleaned this out this weekend. It took more than a little while. I may put a little more dirt up around them, because once you water them, you see the water fills in the holes and stuff. You can see what you did wrong, but that's not a big deal at all. I don't know how this is going to do. I've never seen it. It's got some weird potting soil they put in here. Alright, it's getting kind of dark, but this is the best time of day besides early morning to work in your garden because it's hot as heck already. I was just going to show you a few plants that are growing in this flower bed. I don't know what you call it. Ain't no style. I just like a variety of all kinds of crazy colors and textures, and just something that has a lot of interest to it. In this big pot, it's a repurposed horse feeding bucket. The horse food come in is a petunia, and I just cut it back because it was getting all scraggly, and so it'll kick back here in a week or two. This is cigar plants, Kufia. I got something about that on my website. They're blooming. They always bloom like crazy and do great here, and they'll get real big. They'll get about 4 foot tall, 3 foot wide or so. This is a Blew My Mind Evolvulus. It's a hybrid morning glory, and the little blue flowers, they're closed up for the evening, but in the morning it blooms out first thing in the morning. And this is the newly planted electric lime Coleus. Those plants at the bottom of that firelight hydrangea of the Mexican petunias, they're a purple flower. It's more evolvulus, more evolvulus, more evolvulus. That's a canna lily. It comes out bright orange. It's going to bloom here soon. And right next to that, that's some black elephant ears. That is Mexican heather right in front of it. This is a pinky winky hydrangea. And right behind that is a ginger lily. And here's the cone Coleus, blazing rose Coleus. That is the candy corn Spirea. Got some Persian shield that came back on its own through the freeze. More cigar plants, firecracker plants, whatever you want to call them. This is a Turk's cap I got, a different breed variety than I have. I got some red ones on the other side of the house. These are pink. I got to get it planted. This right here is a Crimson Tide honeysuckle vine. Red, pretty flower. It's kind of growing into the fountain right now. This, of course, flax lilies. Got a video up about them, how to divide them, and they're doing good. I cut them all the way back because they froze. And this beautiful thing is a Brazilian plume. It could be called a king's crown also. And here's another one. I started it off of another plant. This is one I just bought. I started this one, this is getting huge. All these plants back here are fire spikes that I've started over the years. Red and purple. This pot's full of spearmint and peppermint. Came back. That's a walking iris. This, above everything, is a pomegranate tree. And it is loaded with blooms that I can't never get to set fruit. Drives me crazy because it has billions of flowers on it. More fire spike. This is sunflowers that apparently a bird has planted here because I did not plant them there. And they're almost ready to bloom, which is super cool. This is a tamarillo tree. It just keeps coming back every year. And this is a passion flower vine. Let me sneak around here and get a picture of the flower. And it's, here we go. I got a video about how I trimmed these back all the way to the ground. They always grow back, and this thing's on its way, loaded with buds already. It'll cover this whole wall in probably about a month. And this other side, and this tree. So you got to kind of keep it under control. But that's my flower bed, and I can't wait for it to fill in. It's going to be awesome looking through the summer. Appreciate you watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and take a minute to subscribe if you don't mind. It sure helps me out with the algorithm. And we'll see you in the next video. Have a great afternoon.